Sammy, for being a great ambassador for your school and for our school district. All right, can I get a picture with all of them with you, Sammy? There you go. Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
And we're going to continue on with the recognitions. Miss Amy Bennett.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm going to have Miss Shirley Robertson come up. We started a digital ambassador program this year. It was funded through the North Carolina Business Committee for Education, so it didn't cost us anything. Miss Shirley stepped in and was a facilitator because it was a great program, a great idea, but we just didn't have the capacity to do it. So we reached out. She said, yes, I'm your girl, I'll do it. So we had 2 students that joined in. They actually went through modules. They learned customer service. They learned how to help adults with computer technology and fixing things and just how to do just normal stuff with your technology. We were able to actually pay the students, and we were also able to pay Ms. Shirley through the grant funding that we got through the NCBCE. But I'm going to let her take over and talk about the program and tell you about the kids too.
Thank you, Ms. Amy. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
I just want to say this program was structured into 5 modules, focusing on enhancing collaboration and promoting digital literacy. The modules that we covered was effective communication, strategies for working with adults, designing learning experiences, practicing digital citizenship, engaging through technology. We were also able to get shirts. As you can see on the front, it has our name and let people know that we are digital ambassadors, and on the back it has everything dealing with digital on the back. So when we went out into the community, that people knew who we were. So at the suggestion of Amy, we extended our learning beyond the classroom into the community by partnering with the Williamston House, which was an assisted living facility right here in our city. Our students worked directly with the residents who own personal phones and iPads. We assisted them with a variety of tasks, including downloading music and games, posting to Facebook, removing unused apps to improve device performance, making FaceTime calls with their families, connecting to Wi-Fi, and placing basic phone calls. These visits was deeply meaningful and exciting and fun. The resident was always eager to see us and for our return and often asked us to stay longer. Our students showed great patience and compassion, building strong connections with each resident they assisted. Even our bus drivers, in creating a warm, supported environment, which one of our bus drivers is here today, Miss Dunn was with her, and we also had Mr. Andrews that he could not make it today. So looking ahead, we are hopeful that when we resume back in school, we'll have the opportunity to do more outreach with more nursing homes, with more parents, and more students. So at this time, I'm going to let one of our students come and tell what her experience was in the few minutes that we have left. And also, I'm going to introduce another student, which is Mia, and here again, our bus driver that was so patiently with us, Miss Dunn. So, Laura, will you come? And we just want to thank Amy for giving us this opportunity as well. We thank you so much.
All right, so on behalf of the Digital Ambassador Program and the student aspect, it's been a really good opportunity being able to help others in the community, especially people who struggle with digital technology. It's been really rewarding seeing them not be so frustrated with it, kind of teaching them slowly and at their pace. Some of the things that we learned were how to be more patient with people and communication skills, definitely. Communicating how to do things, functions on the phone, and things like that. The modules definitely helped us, the students, be more accountable with the tasks we were assigned to. And deadlines, it taught us about that. I really enjoyed the module part because we did things like videos and created sites and PowerPoints, things like that, that people can actually use and it can help them learn new things. So that was really nice. And it's just been really good to be a part of something that isn't just in school, like an extracurricular activity. It's been really good to be a part of something that not everyone else around you is a part of. So it's been really great. And I think that it would definitely be a good opportunity for future students who have interests in things like technology and digital things with that.
And just one more thing, I just wanted to thank Mr. Joshua McIntyre that worked alongside Amy. He couldn't be with us tonight, but I thank him so much too. And we do have certificates for both of our students. Thank you all so much for having us.
Thank you. And Miss Shirley, I don't know if you're aware of it, but one of the lady that's in the middle, she was one of our TAs that now unfortunately has dementia, so that's really sweet.
She does. She does.
Yeah.
Maybe you girls can help one of the board members sometime that might have some trouble with the digital things.
Got it, thank you.
Thank you. Can we give them another hand, the digital ambassadors? Wonderful. Appreciate it, Ms. Bennett.
Right.
And now we'll move on to our information action items, starting with Mr. Barber, the school nutrition bids.
Board, good evening. It's good to see everyone as always. So tonight I'm here to ask approval for our 25-26 school nutrition bids for the upcoming school year. So just looking back from a May meeting last year, I stood up here and I told you guys that I did not think that our distributors were going to renew our bids, and I have never been more excited to be wrong, honestly. You don't have to put that in the board minutes, Sherry. But I was wrong. They are going to renew our bids. I'm very excited about that. That's a good thing financially for this program. Just as a recap, Martin County Schools is a member of the Northeastern North Carolina Co-op, and what we put out in that co-op is for our distributor bid. So we are a member of that co-op. There's 13 counties in the co-op in the Northeastern region. We put all of our usage together in order to get a more purchasing power. Now, our milk is a local bid that we put out independently here with Martin County. Next slide. Thanks. So what I want you to focus on, board, is going to be the fixed case fee. So that fixed case fee is what our distributor in a year that is not a renewal bids on. And that fixed case fee takes care of the cost of a distributor to house a product for us, pull it in from a manufacturer, and distribute it to our schools. So as you'll see, we have a renewal for Lot 1 groceries, Lot 3 supplies, and Lot 4 produce of $275, $195, and $275. Boy, that is a very, very good price. There are counties in the state that have a $6 case fee. Counties very, very close to us that have a $4+ fixed case fee. So it's easy to understand why school nutrition programs are struggling financially. $275, $195, that's really, really good. So I highly recommend that we move forward with this renewal for our distributor lots. Now, milk is bidded out per carton. Now, it does total to a bottom line price. you'll see a .3125. They do bid milk out to a 4 decimal cost. So every carton, as you see, is 31.25 cent. Again, a renewal. I highly recommend that we accept these renewals. And again, I'm so excited I was wrong last May. So I think that we move forward and we take these renewals. I do ask for your approval for that.
Any questions, board? Then, can
Madam
we,
Chair, I move that we accept these bids.
okay, we have a motion to approve the school nutrition bids for 2025, 2026. Can we get a second?
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion granted.
Great to see everyone. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Mr. Barber.
Good job.
Ms. Centura, board quarterly report. And we gonna do budget amendments after that, and then the interim budget resolution.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. We are going to start tonight with our quarterly financial report. This just lets you know what our spending levels are at here. On June 26th, our state, we've spent 94.01%, local 94.65%, federal 80.99%, capital 54.97%, school nutrition 91.13%, and then our fund date 55.28%. Does anyone have any questions regarding this? Okay, and that was just for your informational purposes.
Okay.
So we're going to move on to the next item, which is our budget amendments. So with our budget amendments, we have a state amendment. This is an increase of $196,029. This was just a result of DPI adjustments. Our local, this was just a purpose code adjustment only. There was no change in our totals. Our federal, we had an increase of $26,155, again as a result of DPI adjustments. And then our fund date had an increase of $22,655.01. This was to budget for additional ROTC revenue. Any questions on those? Okay, and this would need a vote, please.
Okay, board, can we get a motion for approval of the budget amendment?
Move to approve. Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the budget amendments. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried, approval
Thank
granted.
you very much. All right, so thirdly, we will move into our 2025-2026 interim budget resolution. As everyone knows, the state has not passed the budget yet. There is no date in the near future, unfortunately, so we will go into an interim budget resolution, which this basically says, in accordance with the North Carolina General Statute 115C-434, if a budget is delayed until after July 1, the Board of Education must adopt an interim budget for the purposes of paying salaries and normal operating expenses until a budget can be adopted. And of course, since the North Carolina General Assembly hasn't approved any appropriations yet, we're unable to adopt that budget resolution for the 25-26 fiscal year. And so with this budget, interim budget resolution, this allows us to operate at current 24-25 spending levels, just to pay expenses, salaries, and just keep running and operating. So this interim resolution would, of course, need a vote for the board as well.
And no, you don't have your crystal ball?
I wish I did. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So then we're gonna need a motion for the interim budget resolution approval.
I move that we accept the interim budget resolution. Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to approve the interim budget resolution. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, Ms.
You're
Centura.
very welcome. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you, you too.
Dr. White?
Take me up a while.
Don't let them.
Good evening, board.
Hello, Dr. White.
Tonight, I wanted to provide the board, as well as our community, with a construction update. I want to keep everyone on the same page and abreast of what we're doing, where we are in the process, and what the next steps are. So not only is this for the Board of Education, but all of our staff and our community who are watching as well. And I want to remind everyone that we do have a website. We have linked a construction website to the Martin County Schools webpage to keep everyone abreast of each and every step that we take. So first of all, last October, we were awarded a needs-based grant of $62 million. This grant comes with zero match. What does that mean? It means that the county does not have to contribute any funds to our building project. This is truly, they say that nothing in life is free. This money is being given to us, to our county, with zero match, no contribution required by any other entity. So it's a true blessing for Martin County and the children of Martin County and Martin County schools. So once we received the grant, the board had to make the decision on the process that we were going to use to actually build the new high school. We had 4 options in which our attorney presented to the Board of Education, as listed in the presentation: design multi-prime, design construction manager at risk, design build, and design bid build. After thoroughly reviewing and researching each of these, the board decided to go with the design build. This method, what does this mean? This is used by school districts to actually have a package process. So in this process, we are going to actually have an architect work with our construction company through the very beginning of the process through the end of the process. It's a package deal. So the first thing we do is issued what was called an RFQ for a design build team. Again, that team represents the architect and the construction company to design and then build our new high school. The school district will then interview and select that architect and construction company, which we're going to talk about in a little while. And then the design builder actually designs the new high school. Then the builder, our construction company, would issue all of the requests for proposals for all of the individual pieces of the project: the plumbing, electrical, mechanical, masonry, anything else that would be needed to build our new high school. And then they present us with a guaranteed maximum price. Then the school district will approve that guaranteed maximum price and approve the contract of the team. The design builder will then begin designing and building the new high school. So where are we in this process? That's an overview of the process that was selected by the board. We have put out our request for qualifications for the design build team. At the same time, our board also elected to put out a request for qualifications for a project manager. The response to these was received, and we had 4 total submissions as listed on the screen. Our Board of Education reviewed all of the submissions and interviewed all the candidates who made a submission. Our project manager was selected, and his name is Mr. John Barath of Building Management Advocate Group. Mr. Barath has already proven to be so beneficial. He has over 30 years of experience, and Mr. Barath's job is to oversee everything of the project, from the initial contracts through the final completion of the high school. He is going to help us design our budget backwards from the $62 million down to zero, then finalize all the contracts and inspect the work quality, just ensure that we are truly stretching our $62 million and giving the children of Martin County the absolute best that we can give them. Our design build team that was selected was Daniels & Daniels Construction and Pinnacle Architecture. So they will, in a design build, again, this will be our team that will work together to design and then build our new high school. So where are we specifically right now in this moment? We know we've just talked about how we've selected our process. We've selected our team, our architect, as well as our construction company. We have finalized the contract with our building management group. So Mr. Barath is currently working and has actually been holding meetings with our staff this week, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So our project manager is hired with his contract finalized. And now we're in the final stages of finalizing the design team, the construction and architectural contract. We are very close. We should have everything ready for the board with that by our July 14th meeting. So what now? We've selected our people. We're almost finalized each of our contracts. So what happens now? So we have first established committees. So throughout each part of the design and build process, we'll need different stakeholders at the table. So we've developed a comprehensive list of committees to support this part of the project. So first of all, there's a budget committee. So key stakeholders will be a part of the budget committee, and they will oversee the budget to ensure that we stay within the $62 million. We know that the monetary constraints of our county, they've been very clear that unfortunately they will not be able to contribute to the construction, so it's very important that we remain within our budget. We will also have the response stakeholders. We're going to have, I'm not going to go through all the committees, but we're going to have the building components committee. We're going to have the project design committee. We're going to have a committee to select the furniture, the equipment. There will be a committee for everything throughout this process. The committee will include members of this board. It's going to include administrators, central office staff. It's going to include teachers at the school. It's going to include community members, county commissioners. There will be a broad range. This school will be a community school. It's going to be for every person in our community, and that will be represented in each of these committees as we are making critical decisions that will positively impact Martin County for the next 50 years. This week, we actually began the initial committee work. So Mr. Barath came in, and he actually met with the high school administration team, and he began what's called a profile that will be given to our architect and our construction company in order to begin initial designs for the project. This profile contains things like exactly how many square foot we may need for the number of students that we have. He also met with central office staff, with exceptional children's staff, with teachers from the school to discuss individual components that would be needed. He met with technology. He met with an array of school staff to really just get a feel for everything that we're going to need throughout the building. How many English classes will we need? How many science laboratories will we need? What kind of camera and wiring needs, internet, infrastructure needs are we going to need? And that's what he's beginning this initial work so that when we go to the table with our design, we'll be able to present this profile. Again, these meetings just took place yesterday, so that will be shared with the board. He is now compiling all of those things, and that will be shared with the board, hopefully at our July 14th meeting, but if not by then, very soon after. Okay, what's next? Well, the very next step is to finalize the contract for the design build team. Again, that is our hope to bring that to you at the July 14th meeting. We also want to finalize the initial draft design profile. So looking at exactly what we need in the new Martin County High School, and then we will have a profile sheet that will be shared, of course, with the board as well as with our design build team. Once that's complete, we will share that. And then meetings with the manager and the design team will be scheduled after our July 14th board meeting. So we need to finalize the contract for that team first, and then after that, we're going to meet with the design build team and our project manager with the profile to begin the design. So our hope, our goal, is that that's actually going to happen during the month of July. We will actually have a profile, have our contracts finalized, and actually begin creating the design for the new Martin County High School. Also, our next steps are going to include community input meetings. So we've already heard from teachers, we've heard from central office staff, from administrators. There will be additional opportunities, too, to hear from teachers, but we're also going to have community input meetings. Those will take place after all contracts are finalized, after we have an initial profile, and then some design work is done so that we can take options to the community to give them a framework for feedback. So the community will be involved as well. Also, once the profile is finalized, that will give us a great starting point to create that reverse budget that I talked about. So looking at the $62 million, looking at everything we need, and then working backwards from that. Our goal date to begin breaking ground is June 2026. At this time, the design build team feels that we should be ready. So this year-long process of design, finishing that reverse budget, figuring out exactly what we're going to be able to include in our high school, and then by next June, we'll actually begin that work. And their goal is to be finished once we start construction next June. And again, this could be a little earlier, could be a little later, but our latest date should be June 2026, and then it'll be about an 18-month process from there. I'll be happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
Questions? No, we're just very excited. Thank you, Dr. White.
Absolutely. And Chair Purvis, if I may take a liberty while I'm here, we have someone that's here with us this evening that has attended many board meetings. In fact, about 32 years worth of serving the children of Martin County and Martin County schools. And tonight will be her last board meeting as an employee of Martin County Schools, as a principal of Martin County Schools. Miss Misty Rushing has been one of the most dedicated employees I have ever had the privilege of working with. She is the definition of a team player, a champion for children. She has impeccable relationships with staff, with students. She has a heart of gold for Martin County Schools and advocates fiercely for our school district and, most importantly, our children and her entire staff. She's changed more lives for the better than we will ever know, than she will ever know. I could go on and on about her accolades and how many times she's been Principal of the Year. She launched our new Martin Innovative Middle School program that has helped increase our enrollment and retain our children, and most importantly, create some of the most amazing opportunities they could possibly have. But tonight, I did want to take 1 minute to recognize the one, the only, the truly legendary Misty Rushing.
Anything you want to say to us, Ms. Rushing?
No, just thank you. I mean, it's gonna be weird because this has been my home for 32 years, so.
You can always come back.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you're welcome to the board meetings. Thank you.
You look for me.
Okay, well, Mr. Vice Chairman, motion for closed session, please.
The Martin County Board of Education will enter closed session subject to advice from the attorney pursuant to NC General Statute 143-318.11A1 and A6 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel information under GS 115C-319 and to consider matters relating to initial employment of an individual employee. The board will also go into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A3 to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, to consider confidential student matters as provided in NC General Statute 143.318.11A1 and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act 20 U.SC 1232G and NC General Statute 115C-402. The board will also go into closed session to establish or instruct staff or agents concerning the terms of contract or proposed contract for the acquisition of real property as provided in NC General Statute 143-318.11A5.
Can we have a second?
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to go into closed session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. closed session.
No, we don't.
All right,
We back on, Ms. Bennett?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Oh,
Microphone.
so I
We're good.
can't whack him, okay. Back in open session, we need a motion to approve personnel.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Mr. Jimbo. It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the personnel. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carried. Announcements. Our next meeting will be July 14th. Are there any comments or anything else, Dr. White, before I
I
ask for?
do just want to say special congratulations to the summer graduates. The Martin County High School summer class of 2025 graduated tonight, and we couldn't be more proud. Thank you to the high school administration for a great ceremony.
Yes, it was a first and it was a very nice ceremony.
It was.
Very enjoyable, very proud of our kids. With nothing else, then may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Nay.
Meeting adjourned. One nay, Ms. Scott.
8:14.